Hello and happy Sunday. Just had a little bit of technological difficulties. Not even really sure what the error meant, but hello everybody. It would not be a live with If You Have an Egg unless we had some technical difficulties. But hello and happy Sunday everybody. I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Let's get started here. I so missed you all last week. We had a great time with the girls though. Awesome time last week at Bo's first birthday party. So thank you again, everyone. And hello, Deanna. Thank you again, everyone, for letting me take yet another break. Fantastic time. Hello, Hattie sneaking in here. Denise, Trish. Hello, Trish. So I take it the kids left in time. And hello, Carol Lou. It's good to see you also. I just want you all to notice I'm nearly well. Hello, Mindy. It is so good to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. We are nearly well. Just have a little bit of what Alyssa calls the hems. So we do, it's been a month. I mean, we have been sick in some form or fashion now for a month. And in case you are new, the granddaughters had RSV. Mom and I and the other grandmother caught it, of course, holding them. Let's see who has snuck in here. Let's see. I already said hello to Hattie. Hello, but Hattie, you can have two hellos. Hello, Linda from Rock Island, Illinois. Hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. Anna is sneaking in. Hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Hello, Sandra from Demon's Ferry. But yeah, I missed you all last week. Hello, Orlando Debbie. Good to see you too. Missed you all last week, but we had a fantastic time at Bo's first birthday party. It was the first time that all of us at the same time were fever-free, mostly cough-free, mostly sniffle-free. The other grandmother, Dita, she was still a little, and I thought, oh man, you've still got a week left, but let's see. Oh no, okay, yeah, Mindy's daughter had COVID, strep, and mono, and she's not been in her classroom for 2 weeks. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Rita. And let me see, somebody else has got it. Oh, Vicky's had strep throat and an upper respiratory thing. It's bad. It's just bad. I'm just saying. And hello, Lisa from Arkansas. And Trish is still there. Oh, getting out of the parking lot. Ooh. Oh, they went to see Hamilton. Well, how exciting. I just thought you were doing some boring kid stuff. And hello, Catherine from Lowell, North Carolina. Hello, Marlene from Florida. Thanks for checking in. Florida girls, because I missed an entire week of what was going on with Florida. So if you all could let us know how it's going, just let us know. Hello, Sandra. I am so glad to be back. I missed you all too. So I missed you all while we were sick. Not going to lie. Last Sunday while we were doing birthday party stuff, didn't even think about you. Didn't even think about you until we were all done. But anyway, we are done. Bo had a fantastic time. We were all pretty much sniffle, fever, and cough free. So it was the best time to have her first birthday party. We just kept it really small. And thanks, Debbie, for checking in on that. We just kept it really small since we have been, inundated with illness here lately. But anyway, again, hello and happy Sunday. Awesome to see everybody again. We're already having internet issues. Do not know why, but the Mevo will keep recording, hopefully. It just wouldn't be a live chat if we didn't have some kind of an issue. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Facebook. It's not like we haven't had a weird enough month anyway. And hello, Vicky. Good to see you too. Not really sure why we're having connection issues. Hello, Katie. It's good to see you. But y'all just hang in there. It is still recording. We did have some trouble with our Mevo this morning in Sunday school. So I don't know if it's like a Mevo thing or if it's our internet or what's going on. But anyway, so I will keep talking. I'm just so happy to be back. So happy to only be down to the hems, as Alyssa calls them. And yeah, Trish, I know, it's the internet. Don't know what to tell you. So it wouldn't be alive if there wasn't, or if there wasn't, some kind of disruption. But anyway, this is October. This is chat number 290, and it is called Simplify Your Journey, Take Charge Meal Prep. I had already named it when I had an abrupt 360 on not really 360, more like a 90 on the direction that I wanted to take with tonight's chat. So it's going to take a little bit different direction instead of just about meal prep. But I did want to give you all a little bit of news for October because it's already October. Here we are. Last week was the first Sunday in October. This is the second Sunday in October, in case you hadn't realized that. FYI, a little bit of news. We have 21 days to decide what we're going to do with Halloween candy. So if you're going to give out Halloween candy, if you're going to participate in a trunk or treat, you have 21 days to decide whether you're getting Halloween candy, not getting Halloween candy, giving away Halloween candy, freezing it, whatever you're doing, you have 21 days to decide. Just thought I'd let you know in case you hadn't realized that. We do have a Halloween candy database over on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com that's been posted for a few years. And we'll talk about this in a second, Debbie. But we've had that over there for a few years. The points have not changed because points do not go down on candy, okay? They never go down. They're never going to go down on candy. So I've left that database up for the last few years, but we will post that link in the chat notes on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, or you can just go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and search Halloween, and it will pull up the Halloween candy database. Yeah, okay, and Sandra is wanting to see the earrings, and a couple other people are too. You will never ever be able to see all the detail that are in these, but one of the girls that sets up here at our pop-up markets here at Casey Kitchen Center, she made them, and they are fantastically beautiful, and I wish I could remember what they are made out of. Clay. They're made out of some kind of clay. Anyway, they have a lot of detail in them. Beautiful. Thank you. I love them. And let's see. Trish says never found to watch or get recipes. Not sure what that means. I don't know what that means. You mean how to sign up to get them, or how to sign up how to watch? But Trish, you know how to message me separately, so you can do that later. Second little bit of news, again, September was fantastic. September with Joan's Pointed Plate was great, and Debbie kind of accidentally led into this. Oh, Trish didn't know how to get to it. So Trish, if you will go back to the chat 2 weeks ago, there's a link that gives you everyone's YouTube name and how to get there. We will also post that this week, so you should be able to go there and you can click on their YouTube channels and get those recipes. Each person that participated in September, and it was just a bunch of us making different soups. And sadly, I was right in the middle of RSV when I did mine. So you'll have to pardon my croaky voice at 4:30 in the morning. We had just gotten home from the hospital and we're headed back to the hospital. And it was a hot mess. But anyway, everybody who participated in September, they all have different ways of getting you their recipes. So I don't know that every one of them has a written blog like I do where you can print it out, but they all have a YouTube channel. And aloha, Kathy, it's good to see you, where you can get that. But September just wrapped up and Joan is already ready to host Croctober. For Croctober, oh, thank you, Debbie. Oh, it felt like a hot mess. But anyway, Croctober is everything is going to be made in a crock pot. So you don't have to have anything fancy. I feel confident that all of us, everyone, thank you, Lynn. I feel confident that everyone owns a slow cooker or a crock pot. So you don't have to have anything fancy. But Croctober is going to be on Sunday, October the 16th. So it's coming up pretty quick. It's like a week. Is that right? A week from today? A week from today, better get cracking on mine. So a week from today at 9 a.m., we will all put 9 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. I did confirm the time this time. So this coming Sunday, October the 16th at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Hello, John, late from home base. So are you already home? I wasn't expecting you to be home this early, but hello. So this Sunday, October the 16th at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we will be posting our Croctober recipes. And I've already gotten a sneak peek of a few of them, and they look fantastic. And remember, that is hosted by Joan's Pointed Plate. If you are in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, Joan is also there. I would love it if you would follow her and comment on her fantastic hosting of these fun cooking things. And hopefully, since we are all well this time, I will not be doing the cryptic 4:30 in the morning, pretty much in the dark video for that one. And then the last thing is, the last bit of news for October is it really should not tickle me this much. Like, I should not be this excited about this. And thank you, Trish. So Trish just said, love your new glasses. She has sidetracked me. They're not new. I've broken 3 pairs of glasses in the last 6 months, and I'm down to like 2 pair, but thank you. I also like these. But this should not tickle me as much as it does, but I got so tickled last Tuesday when Gwen announced this. Guess what? WW is changing their name back to Weight Watchers. That tickles me to death. I can't stand calling it WW. I thought it has been ridiculous to call it WW. Those are the initials. WW is the initials. That's the logo. Great. Fantastic. It is Weight Watchers. Okay? We are all here because we are watching our weight. We want to get healthy. We want to make plans. We want to do things to be well, to come off of medicine, everything else. But I cannot stand. I could not stand it. It was so hard for me. I don't know if y'all noticed me struggling in the very beginning a couple of years ago when they changed it to WW. I kept saying, whoa, WW, whatever. Weight Watchers. So it's back to Weight Watchers. Okay. So Joe needed to be so excited to know that it is back to Weight Watchers. And no, Trish, there's not a new program yet. They're just changing the name back. And there will be in a couple of years. But yeah, changing it back to actual Weight Watchers. So hopefully that should make it a little bit easier for new people. And yeah, and Mindy said that name change came shortly after, and you're going to have to help me with the pronunciation of her name, Seema. So is it Seema? Is that how you pronounce her name? She is an actual Weight Watcher. So I don't know. I have a feeling that this girl is going to knock it out of the park because she does this. She does this. She is a Weight Watcher. She is a successful Weight Watcher. She's boots on the ground, if you want to call it that. So anyway, tickled to death that the name is going back to Weight Watchers because I don't know, love it. I shouldn't be that tickled, but I'm tickled to death. Okay, so let's get on with what we're talking about. This is chat number 290, and it is, I called it Simplify Your Journey, Take Charge Meal Prep. Okay, wait, and Mindy says she is and she loves her community. She's going to be awesome. She's going to rock this. I've already seen some good things just since she has taken the helm. But anyway, chat number 290, Simplify Your Journey, Take Charge Meal Prep. Not going to talk so much about meal prep as about taking charge of your meals. But the first thing I need to know is who took charge. Give me some thumbs ups. Who took charge and put their bottom in a chair last week? So if you sat your bottom in a chair at an in-person workshop last week, give me a thumbs up. Nope, Linda's bottom was in a green chair again. Or if you went to a Zoom workshop, give me some thumbs ups. Yep, lots of thumbs ups, very good. And if you attended with us live 2 weeks ago, so 2 weeks ago if you were live with us, or if you've watched on demand at some point in between, give me some hearts. Yep, lots and lots of you. Mary's in, another Mary's in, Lynn. Good job, everybody. Yep, so here are your virtual Bravo stickers for attending your in-person workshops. That's 3 Marys have answered. That's so awesome. 3 Marys have answered that they had their bottoms in chairs. But here are your virtual Bravo stickers. Good job, everybody, for keeping this up. You all are, closing in this holiday season. Oh, and hi, Suzette. I forgot to mention, and hello, Yoli. Good to see you. And Lisa, I forgot to mention, if you're brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. So any new people, just go ahead and give us a shout out. And even if you're watching this later on YouTube, and that is just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg, go ahead and let me know there that you're new because we would love to welcome you. But yeah, congratulations, everybody. You all are coming into this holiday season hot. And I mean, you're coming in hot. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a great way. You are coming in hot, getting ready for this holiday season. So this week, we talked a little bit about, or this past week, hello, Yoli. I know I already said hi to you, but she's saying hi to everybody now. This last week, we were talking about simplifying meals. And so in our in-person workshop with Gwen, hello, Sandra from Naperville. So in our in-person workshop with Gwen, we really just spent the whole time talking about how to kind of get a grip on this, how to simplify our meals. Last week, though, we were talking about tracking. So I think talking about simplifying our meals this week really plays into this tracking thing, into how you track. So last week we were talking about what type of a tracker you are. If you're an all-in tracker, like if you're somebody that just goes above and beyond and you write every single thing down, you've got all of your recipes planned out, you've got, note cards, you've got journals, you've got it all going on. If you're a digital tracker, if you're somebody who really, really, really is embracing using your barcode scanner, if you're using your recipe tools, your recipe builder, if you're using everything that your app has, or if you're an I Got This tracker, and I know several of you all where you're like, I already know what I eat and I already know how many points it is. And the only time you need to veer outside of that is if you're eating something new or eating out, or something like that. And Lynn just said, after 2.5 years, they have finally got their meetings back there in Huntsville. Awesome. That is awesome. But the I Got This trackers, y'all, you got it. You got it. You've been doing this long enough. You know what things are. You know how to save them. You've got meals saved and everything else. So your homework for last week was #SimplyTrackIt. And last week, I wanted you to tell us if your tracking style was all in, if it was digital, or if you're, I got this, don't worry about it. So Stacy in our in-person group is a digital tracker. And like all the way. So every single week, she said this go around with Weight Watchers, and I can say Weight Watchers instead of WW. Yay! She said this round with Weight Watchers, she's killing it. I mean, she's absolutely killing it because of the digital tool. So she tracks everything on her phone. She's not writing anything down. She's just scan track, or saving a recipe or bringing a recipe in. And she had, just with the tap of a few icons, she has already simplified simplified her tracking to the tune of a little over 35 pounds. So she's already lost a little over 35 pounds this go round, just using the tools in her, in her digital tools. Our fearless leader Gwen is an I Got This tracker. So she eats, I'm not going to say she eats the same thing for every meal, but she has such seasoned favorites because she's been doing this for, I believe it's 40 years now. That she's got this. So she knows how many points most of the things that she eats are, and she uses the quick add feature faster than anybody I've ever seen, and she has a lot of her frequently tracked meals saved. So, and they're never more than a tap away. So if she eats, like an egg sandwich, or if she eats an apple and peanut butter or something like that, she's already got them saved as a, in her, as a meal, so she can just quick add a meal. So she's definitely an I Got This tracker. And I know this is not going to come to any surprise. I mean, hello, Sylvia. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh my gosh, Sylvia's in the ER with her husband and she's joined the chat. What is going on? Sylvia, are you all okay? She says she thinks he'll be released here in a little bit. Is he okay? You don't go to the ER just for fun. Okay, so let us know and I'll try to keep up with it, or I'll come back later and read it. But as this is going to be no surprise to you all, but Deanna is an all-in tracker. Her journals are fantastic. Her attention to detail, her attention to detail in a recipe, trying recipes, her creativity in the kitchen, she's definitely all in, if you ask me. She is all in. So bravo to everyone who did their homework. Thank you all. Thank you for waiting 2 weeks to get your Bravo stickers. But here are your virtual Bravo stickers for everyone who did their homework. And again, thank you so much for your patience waiting an extra week before we could go, before we could do those. This week though, again, I titled this week's chat, Take Charge Meal Prep, before I realized it's more about just taking charge. Okay, hold on a second. Wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to sidetrack for a second. Sylvia's husband's heart rate was 38 and they think it was his beta blocker. 38? That's not good. Okay, so yeah, so fill us in later. I mean, keep us posted because I want to hear what's going on with that. And I hope y'all do get something fixed and get released, okay? But I was already hot and heavy into the name, Take Charge Meal Prep, when I realized this week is more about just taking charge of your meals. So not necessarily meal prep. Some prepping might be involved, but with the week I have coming up, and hello, Roberta, with the week I have coming up, I just need to take charge of the meal. One meal this week, okay? Whatever it is, and whatever food it is, whatever it involves, raise your hand if you've had a week where you thought, I just want to be in charge of one meal this week. Somebody let me have one meal. Like Sylvie's at the hospital right now, probably is not in charge of her dinner tonight. So if you've ever thought, or if right now, if you're thinking, yeah, this coming week, I'd just like to have control over one meal, raise your hand. So that's what we're going to talk about, whether you're prepping or not. What are some great ways to take charge of those meals? So, and they don't have to involve prepping. Yeah, Mary's right there with me. Mary, you're with me a lot, I think we must be like on this same path together. First thing I'm going to say is the KISS principle. So we have talked about the KISS principle. Debbie says yes, for sure. So we've talked about the KISS principle several times, and I say it is keep it simple, silly, not the other one, but keep it simple, silly. And this isn't the first time that we've talked about it. Oh goodness, wait, Carol Lou's closing on a new house this week, and so she'll be glad to have one planned meal. That's exactly where I'm at this coming week. So when you think about meals, sometimes keeping it so ridiculously simple is, well, ridiculous. Like sometimes I think, this is ridiculous. This is silly. Why don't I just, I can't plan for a lot of things. So why don't I just keep it ridiculously simple? KISS, keep it simple, silly. Think things like string cheese and an apple or some kind of fruit. A frozen meal with some kind of veggies added to it, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. My most KISS meals, so my most keep it simple, silly meals are the ones that my grandkids love anyway. So if it's something so ridiculously simple that a toddler would eat it, it could work for us too. Second thing is make a list and check it twice. Okay, you don't have to check the list twice, but you may remember the old index card chats. That I used to have you all make index cards. we will post the link to that with this chat. But you can go back and watch one of those crazy chats. Vicky says boiled eggs, peppers, and dip. That's perfect. That's a perfect kiss meal. But you can go back and watch those. They are still on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But things that I used to get you all to write on your index cards, and things that I keep on index cards or just like a little notebook or somewhere where I can grab it fast when I need something. Meal ideas that were easy, fast, satisfying, tasty, but it's things that I might not remember. Like the eggs, peppers, and whatever else it was you just said. Something that I think, well, that's silly. I could remember that. I don't remember it that far, so I have to write them on. If they're that simple, that easy, and that yummy, sometimes I just need to write them on index cards so I can pull them out fast and go, oh yeah, doy. Okay. Simple recipes that I need to take out in a pinch. So if it's something super easy, but I know I'm not going to remember to make it next time, and I'm not going to go look it up, I'm not going to go to the internet and look it up, keep that on little, index cards. And cheater notes of favorite eating out spots and the points value. So like if the girls say, hey, we're going to go to Taco Bell, I can just pull out my Taco Bell card or my Wendy's card or my Cracker Barrel card, and I've got it right there. And then the last thing is phone a friend. Sometimes you just need someone in your peer group to chime in, Sometimes you just need that. So during this last week's in-person workshop with Gwen, someone asked about Cracker Barrel, and we had an informative 5-minute group discussion about how to order, where to find the points, what everybody's favorite low point foods were at Cracker Barrel, and people discussed what some of the surprise things were that they found, like green beans at Cracker Barrel have points. Pinto beans at Cracker Barrel have points, even if pinto beans are a 0-point food for you. The biscuit is, I think, a point less than the cornbread. But anyway, it's just some interesting things that we found out. So check with your peer group, phone a friend or check with your peer group. And if you just don't know something, or if you need some advice, or if you just can't decide, what you want or what to do, pick up the phone, call a friend, or go to like the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, or your in-person workshop. So phoning a friend is a great idea to help you, kind of keep your sanity on some of these easy, and satisfying meal ideas. So that is your homework for this week. It is #SimplyEatIt, #SimplyEatit. So #SimplyEatIt. And this week, I just want you to simply tell us how you are going to keep your sanity with what, with what you eat. So it might be something like making an index card. It might be something like KISS, like keeping it simple. It might be checking with people in your, thank you Debbie for posting that, posting the hashtag for the homework. It might be something simple like checking with the Facebook group, or just asking a question, or throwing something out in, and that's a great idea, Vicki, and thank you Lynn for posting that. Or checking on Connect, just asking a question on Connect. You have such a vast amount of knowledge that you can gather from other like-minded people. But when you post things like this, I don't know if y'all realize when you do your homework how much you are investing in other Weight Watchers, because I can say Weight Watchers now again, remember, instead of WW. Anyway, too tickled about that, too excited about it. But when you do your homework, you made an investment. You made a free investment in another Weight Watcher, and it might be somebody who's brand new. It might be somebody who's struggling. It might be somebody who's having just a really awful whatever week and just needs somebody to say, hey, stick blah, 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 and blah in your purse, and you got it, or go ahead and hard boil some eggs, or do this, or do that, do that, whatever. But you all, I don't think you all realize how much of an investment you're making in each other when you simply do your homework. So do your homework, tag me on Instagram is If You Have an Egg. Here on the Facebook page is If You Have an Egg if you're in our closed group. And the only reason it's closed is just so that people who don't need to be there can't see what we're posting. It's a really friendly group if you're not already in it yet. It's over on Facebook. Please remember to answer the 3 questions so that I know that you are an actual human and can let you in. Or you can always go to IfYouHaveAnEgg.com and just comment on one of these chats, because we would love to help you. Okay, that's the most talking I've done that fast in a month. So we're just going to take a quick breath. We've got like 3 minutes before we need to move on to the second part. So everybody, go ahead. Let's go ahead and call this the 30 minutes. And yes, Sandra, it is. Let's go ahead and grab some water. If you're brand new at the 30-minute mark, everybody, all y'all need to get some water. Exactly. So Orlando Debbie says, just think about how it was when you first started. She was desperate to get ideas. Me too. And it helped her to think of things when people would share, when they would share things and they would be like, because we can't all know everything. Okay. Like I can't know everything, but all of us together can know a whole lot of things. Okay. So if you're brand new though with this, these chats are 1 hour long. They get divided up into 2 segments. When Casey posts these on YouTube, she'll do the entire hour as one post on YouTube, and that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Then she will break it out and do the second half as a separate. The second half is usually something fun, and I hope that it's going to be something fun tonight. It's going to be yummy. I can already smell it. So even if it's not fun, it is definitely yummy. But she'll break that out so that you only want to watch the second half that you can. And Mary's exactly right. She says we need each other. We so do. But hit this middle part. Everybody grab some water. And I am already channeling, fall with this giant green mug. It just has water in it, but I don't know. It just felt like sweater weather today. And Sylvia says she made some of the popsicles out of yogurt and fruit, and she loves them, and her grandson does too. See, those are all great ideas. Okay, so let's get ready for the second half of chat number 290. And this chat is about simplifying your meals. Again, doesn't have to be about meal prep, even though I named it that. But it's just about simplifying your meals. And several of us have things, whether we know it or not, you might not even know it's coming. We have things going on this week that just are going to make it a challenge. So I know we've got a lot going on this week. I'm missing a scheduler. And Kendall, who is pretty much my right-hand girl here physically at Casey Kitchen Center right now, she had an unexpected sudden death in her family yesterday, and she's going to be out for an undetermined amount of time. So this week, it's going to be another challenge. It's never not busy here. We never have a day where we just go, oh, we just lazed about and did nothing today. I mean, that just doesn't happen. But this week is going to be an especially busy one, but because I'm well, because we're all well, because we feel good, because we feel like doing something, not gonna lie, the week that we were all sick, Casey and I had Cheez-Its for dinner like 3 nights that week, because we just didn't feel like anything else. Okay, so this week we're going to talk about, for the extra credit for the second half of chat number 290, and remember, you can go back and watch these on YouTube. It's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. This will be posted later on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. That is all free to go watch, look at, download. You can download the notes, they're printable, so you can do that. When we do share recipes, you can print the recipes for free. But tonight we're going to be talking about, we just finished a whole month of talking about bulking it up. So the entire month of part of August and most of September, because we missed a little bit being sick, that was all about bulking it up. So we talked about ways to bulk up your meals. Well, tonight, we are getting into, this is just water, but does it not just make you just want to put on a sweater and snuggle up next to a fire? Just a giant mug, maybe with some tea or some cocoa or something like that. But this month we're going to be talking about hunkering down, and we're getting close to these hunker down, colder months, and it's a great time to clean out your freezer and your pantry. So I have a renewed vigor this month, and especially since we're all feeling good again, I have a renewed vigor on cleaning things out and trying to get to zero food waste. So I will say, I'm going to keep calling it zero food waste, even though every week there's something that I end up having to put in the compost or feed it to Dusty, or something else, but I'm still striving for zero food waste. So this month we're going to be talking about, oh no, Phyllis says no sweaters there because it's still running in the 80s. I am so sorry. You need to come and visit us because it was gloriously fall gorgeous today. But so this whole month we're going to be talking about hashtag zero food waste. Tonight we're specifically going to be talking about potatoes. I was gifted So I was gifted like, I didn't weigh them, I should have. I was gifted probably 8 pounds, maybe 7, 8 pounds of potatoes. Some were Yukon Gold, and the rest of them were really kind of big for red potatoes, for red skin new potatoes. They were kind of big, so those were gifted to me. Well, I don't know about you, but when I make potatoes, I try to make them ahead. I can't stand to let them sit around and grow eyes on them and go bad. And even though we do the compost here in downtown Knoxville, still can't stand to let them to watch them go. So we're going to be talking about ways to use up leftover potatoes. So if you're like me and you go ahead and cook a bunch of them when you're cooking them, or if you bake a bunch when you're baking them, Gwen actually brought this up last Tuesday, and I thought, I have all those potatoes that were gifted to me. I'm getting ready to show you probably a fourth of the potatoes that I was given. So look how big this bowl is. That's a fourth of the potatoes that I was given. And even though they were given to me, I still don't want to waste them. So I'm going to show you some things that you can do with leftover potatoes. And they don't have to be leftover. I mean, like, these weren't leftover. They were just gifted to me. But I'm going to show you, Debbie says put them in the super cubes as mashed potatoes. That's actually, didn't think of super cubes, but that's one of the ideas. So this is about a fourth of the potatoes. One of the things that you can do, and this is what Gwen did, she had made extra baked potatoes last week. So this is what she did, and then we're going to get this started, and then we're going to talk about a couple of other things. So I already have my potatoes that have been cooked. So these were just cubed. I cubed them, and they're, all of them are roughly, what is that, about 1.5 inches to 1 inch. Spritzed them with a little bit of olive oil, and then I put them in, and you can season them if you want to, but I put them in the air fryer, and I cooked them on 390 for 20 minutes. So cube the potatoes. It doesn't matter if they are Yukon Gold, russet potatoes. Oh, and Sylvia just got some super cubes. Yay. Doesn't matter if they're Yukon Gold, they're russet potatoes, if they're new potatoes, if they're those little, the ones that are different color, like fingerlings and things like that. Cube them into about 1 inch to 1.5 inch pieces. Spritz them with a little oil, your favorite kind of oil. I use olive oil a lot. And put them in your air fryer, and in the air fryer it was 390 degrees for 20 minutes. So you can do them on a sheet pan if you want to do them in the oven. You can bake them in the oven. You can microwave them if you want to. Hello, Julie, good to see you. So this is about a third of the potatoes that I was gifted. Again, cubed, air fryer, 390 degrees for 20 minutes. I'm going to add to that a turkey kielbasa. So I'm not going to use all the potatoes. I'm going to put a little bit of, and it's just a plain old turkey kielbasa. I'm going to add some Dax Red Mountain Rub, because that is, and again, you can season them however you want to. That is fantastic on the sauce. That's fantastic on sausagey flavored things. And I'm also going to throw in just some little sweet peppers. I don't know about you, but the little sweet peppers like this, I don't cut them up. I don't take the seeds out. I like them just like they are. If you don't like them just like they are, you can certainly, cut them up, do different things with them, however you want to prep them. So I'm going to put the turkey kielbasa in the air fryer. I have washed some little sweet peppers, and I'm just going to throw them in there whole. And then we are going to talk about some other ways to use up leftover potatoes while we are letting this cook. And I'm going to put this in for 360 for 15 minutes. And on your Simple Living Products air fryer, you just remember, scoop, don't shove it in. Push the middle button. It automatically comes up to 360 for 15. So push that start button. I find myself using that for a lot of things. Just because it's easy and it works for a lot of things. Okay, so I already saw one of the ideas that we were going to talk about has already come flying by, but I swear it has to be at least 7 or 8 pounds of potatoes that I was given, because this is a glass dish, so it's pretty heavy, but a third of those, that's got to be at least 3 pounds of potatoes, even cooked. So if you're making them ahead, if you've got some left over, you can use leftovers. You can use, like if someone had gifted it to you, if you just like to make extras so that you've got some extras. One of the things that I love to do with leftover potatoes, or when you've cooked extra, And remember, we're talking about zero food waste, so we're trying to think of ways, okay, how can we use this up? How can we use up these potatoes? And specifically tonight, we're talking about potatoes. The rest of the month, we will be talking about some other things that, that you can use and other ways to try to get yourself closer to a zero food waste. Because again, we're getting to these hunker down, colder weather months. One thing that I love to do with leftover potatoes is make scrambled eggs, and we're not going to make scrambled eggs tonight. But how many times have you gone somewhere like Denny's or Cracker Barrel or somewhere like that, and you paid a whole lot of money for a scrambled egg, a fried egg, whatever your favorite way is to make eggs. And actually just let me know, what is your favorite way to make eggs? Maybe it's to hard boil them, soft boil them, medium boil them. Oh my gosh, I have to, hold on. We got time. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Yep, Debbie says a scrambled egg or a scrambled potato bake, but you pay a whole lot of money for some form of eggs and some hash brown potatoes that I inevitably end up putting ketchup on. Hello, here they are. You could add some onions to it if you wanted to. Yeah, so Debbie's the scrambled bake. Lynn loves them scrambled. Oh yeah, Patty says scrambled for sure. For sure. Let me see where. Oh, here's the thing I was going to show you. So y'all know, I mean, this is called If You Have an Egg. So y'all know how much I love eggs anyway, but that's a great way to use those. Oh, and Carol Lou has potatoes with her breakfast almost every morning. It's her go-to. For breakfast, do you find yourself putting ketchup on them? I don't know why, but potatoes like this, when it's breakfast, I end up putting, I don't know why, but I end up putting ketchup on them. I don't know why. Does everybody do that? Vicki loves scrambled. Next week, not this week because I don't have time this week, but next week, speaking of eggs, and I'm just going to sidetrack for just a second, we're going to try this. My friend Becky got this for me. It is a camping beep egg. Has anybody ever seen one of these? So we're going to try this live next week. Her husband was like, oh yeah, Debbie and Vicki, ketchup always. Her husband was like, oh, don't you want to test that before you show it to everybody? And I was like, no, it wouldn't be alive with Kelly if we didn't just totally just do something, randomly and not try it before we do it. But this is a singing floating egg timer. Does anybody have one of these, and have you used one of these? But they got me one that's camping. It's the camping beep egg. You boil together until the tunes play. So you put this in with your eggs when you're boiling water, and y'all know how much trouble I have making a hard-boiled egg in water. I use the air fryer to make my hard-boiled eggs. But this is so funny. It plays 3 different melodies. America the Beautiful is a soft-boiled egg. Hit the Road Jack is a medium-boiled egg. And Don't Worry, Be Happy for hard-boiled eggs. So we will be trying that next week. We'll be trying the camping beep egg next week to see if that actually works. Okay, sorry, I just had to sidetrack when I said that about how to make eggs. Okay, so eggs and leftover potatoes. Perfect. That is a perfect way to use leftover potatoes. Potato salad. So potato salad, and I like potato salad with the skin still on there. I don't know about you all, but I do. That's the perfect way to make, this is like the cheater, easy way to make potato salad. It's already cubed. You can cube them smaller if you want to. They're already cooked. You don't have to cook any potatoes. They're already cooked. And you could just mix it together with some light mayonnaise, a little bit of Greek yogurt, non-fat plain Greek yogurt, whatever you like to season your potato salad with. Throw a little bit of cooked bacon in there, and it would be good to go. I mean, how fantastic would that be, and how stinking easy would that be, because all of the prep work is already done. And Debbie mentioned mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes, that was on my list. You could literally, I mean, this is a mixing bowl. I could literally take this bowl. If I didn't have other plans for this, I could literally take this bowl and I could just put a little bit of, I like to use fat-free half and half if I'm making mashed potatoes from scratch. You could heat it back up, use some fat-free half and half, whatever your dairy choice is for that. You can do a little bit of cheese, melt some cheese in there. You can make like a loaded baked potato, mashed potatoes. Again, they're already cooked. So if you go ahead and cook some extra, or if you have some left over, they're already cooked. So you're not, and I like mine with the skin on. You can peel them if you want to. And a russet potato, I would probably peel, but these little red potatoes and the Yukon Golds, I just leave the peel on there. But how easy would that be? It's already cooked. They're already cubed, already cooked, ready to go. You just got to heat them back up. Put your form of dairy, some cheese, whatever you put in your mashed potatoes. and they would already be ready to go. So stinking easy. A great and delicious way to use up either some leftover mashed potatoes or leftover potatoes, or if you want to just make some extra so that you can plan to do that. Debbie mentioned the super cubes. I do not have any pulled out here with me. Oh wait, hold on a second. Debbie says do like a KFC bowl, but do cubed potatoes with chicken and corn and gravy. What? Yeah. Oh yeah, girl, that sounds fantastic. Okay, I've still got 2 more thirds of that, of what I was given over here, so maybe I'll be doing that later this week. And these cook by themselves, by the way. Don't know if you were listening or not, but in an air fryer, like I put this I put this batch in the air fryer, set it, walked off, went and did some work, came back in 20 minutes, well, came back in like 10 minutes, shook them a little bit, walked off, did some more work, came back when it started beeping, done. So how much easier would that be? We were talking in the first part of the chat about taking control of a meal. How much easier would that be to take control of a meal if you already had something like this ready? You can freeze these. You can, oh, Trish is home. Yay, Trish. And Trish has been on the chat the whole time, and she's been delivering kids, leaving a play, I think, and already driven home. But you could freeze these like this, but if you make them in the mashed potatoes, you could go ahead and pre-portion out the mashed potatoes in the super cubes. Go ahead and put those in there, freeze them, and then you put the frozen mashed potatoes in, like I put them in a bigger zipper bag and just mark on there what it is so I know. And then, yeah, you can pull them out as you need them. And hold on a second. Yoli says, I make potato soup and, oh, freeze them in red Solo cups. Well, that's a good idea. And then pulls them out as she needs them. So let's talk about potato soup for just a second. Like 8 of you have already said potato soup. Leftover potatoes are a great way to make potato soup. I personally love cheater potato soup. I don't think I'm going to start coughing, but let's take a precautionary drink of water just in case. So I love a good cheater soup, and I want to mention, in case you all haven't noticed, and I know I'm sidetracking again, but I want to mention that Aldi has their, and I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, Deutsch Küche, I don't know how to say it. Soups are back out. They were fully stocked at our Aldi today, or the Aldi that I go to today, and they have a German bean soup. The German bean soup, hello Barbara, the German bean soup is delicious on its own, and these are all German soups, but this is delicious on its own. This is also really good if you add, like if you had leftover beans from something else, you could add them to this. You can add leftover corn to this. Peas are really good, but that one's a good one to add to. They also have a Hearty Pea Soup. The Hearty Pea, turn it this way. The Hearty Pea Soup has, it's thick and creamy, accented with savory flavors of peas, carrots, and leeks. And if peas are a 0 point food for you, if legumes are a 0 point food for you, then these are going to be lower in points. And I'm just going to say again, they are so delicious. And also, like a serving of this has 10 grams, a serving of the Hearty Pea Soup has 10 grams of protein. It also has, let me find it here, 9 grams of fiber. So 9 grams of fiber per serving, and there are 3 servings in this. This is about approximately 3 cups of soup, and so is the German bean soup. But that's a great amount of fiber. So if you want to go back and watch one of our chats about fiber, these are a great idea for fiber. Okay, before we talk about the potato soup though, let me just check this, because these have been cooking for about 10 minutes now. Looking good. That is looking fantastic. And guess what I'll be eating for supper tonight? And actually, you know what? Since we've only got about 5 minutes left, I'm going to put some of the potatoes back in there. Oh, it smells so good. And if you haven't had these little sweet, the little sweet peppers that I threw in here, they are so good. Okay, let's put a few of the potatoes back in here and let them reheat back up with it. You notice I didn't cook them all at the same time because the potatoes have they've already been cooked. So they were cooked earlier. I'm just going to add them back in so that they can be, you know, heated up with it. Okay, so let's talk about potato soup. So a lot of y'all make homemade potato soup, and I've already seen some things scroll by. Let me see if I can find any of them real quick. Okay, Mary bought the sweet potato soup at Aldi this week. So sweet potato soup. Hello, Nancy. It's good to see you. So the sweet potato soup, is that in the refrigerated section, or is that in a can? Because I did not see that. And let's see who else talked about soup. Okay, so Vicky uses potatoes to make hamburger vegetable soup, and she's gaining extra points for the veggies. So okay, Vicky, spill. How do you make that? How do you make that? Vicky uses her crock pot and makes potato soup. Do you make your own from scratch? Yoli makes a potato soup. Oh yeah, we already talked about that, and puts them in the red Solo cups to be individual servings. And Mary says in the can. Oh, can. Oh, so cool. Okay, so it's in a can. So I did not see the sweet potato soup. Now I'm gonna have to go back and look for that. Okay, and Vicky does make hers from scratch. So I like a good cheater soup, even though we just had Souptimber with Joan and we're getting ready to have Crocktober with Joan. I love a good cheater soup. So if I'm gonna have potato soup here at work, or if I'm gonna have it at home at night, potato soup is not one of those things that I normally make from scratch. I have a lot of other soups that I make from scratch. They normally involve some kind of beans or pasta or something like that. But potato soup, this one is so yummy. Again, this is the Deutsch Kuch, I don't know how to pronounce it, harvest potato soup, and this is from Aldi, and they had just restocked all of them, like, you know, over the weekend, because there was a huge amount of them today. And this one it's a thick and creamy soup accented with subtle flavors of potatoes, carrots, and leeks. And I don't know if you noticed, but I think 2 or 3 of them had leeks in them. This one is not so much protein because it's mostly potatoes, but it's 3 grams of protein, 2 grams of fiber. So the pea soup and the bean soup have tons of fiber and tons of protein in them. So if you're looking for a way to get in some extra protein, one of those would be a great one. But this harvest potato soup is delicious on its own. But I will take this. I'm going to take this later in the week here at KC Kitchen Center, and this can do this. Okay, and Dusty's like not crying in his sleep. He's like snoring in his sleep. So if you can hear that, so sorry. But I will be taking this later here at KC Kitchen Center. Again, don't know how long Kindle's going to be out. We're going to be down a couple of people this week. It is fall break. It's going to be just super busy. It's going to be a super busy week. But this, I can put it in either the slow cooker that we have here at KC Kitchen Center, or I can do, and yeah, that would be good. Debbie just said you could add some turkey kielbasa in that soup. Me personally, I like to add bacon. So I have, oh, it's okay, Mary. So I have bacon that I've already made that's in the refrigerator here at KC Kitchen Center. So I'll be taking this, adding some of the potatoes. I'll just dice them up a little bit smaller, put some of those in there, and then in keeping with this zero waste, mentality thought, I'll also be adding some of the corn that Casey and I had left in the freezer. Remember this summer when Casey, John, and I blanched all this corn and put it in bags and froze it? We still got a little bit of that left, and it freezing it when it's fresh like that makes it taste like it's like fresh, even when it's frozen. And then I have the last little bit of those persnickety peas that Alyssa and I grew. If you weren't with us for that chat, these are fantastically delicious. I do not recommend growing your own peas. We had a great time doing it. I will keep this bag forever because Alyssa wrote her name, and these were the peas that Alyssa and I grew and harvested in 2022. That was ridiculously hard. That was a lot of plants, and that was a lot of work for not a lot of peas. But this is the last of the peas, so I'll be taking this soup, this already prepared potato soup. I'll be adding frozen corn that I didn't harvest the corn, but we processed the corn ourselves fresh. It was fresh frozen. The peas that Alyssa and I grew, and the potatoes. We'll be using some of these potatoes, or I'll be using some of these potatoes, and then I'm gonna add bacon. So I have some bacon that I've already made here at Casey Kitchen Center, and I'll be adding just a little bit of shredded Velveeta cheese to make like a stuffed baked potato. And it's ready. A stuffed baked potato soup. Yeah, and Vicki says add chives or green onions. That's a fantastic idea. I think I will also do that. But I'll be making that. And so when it's chilly outside here, and Debbie says, pea memories. Exactly. Yeah, that's about all the peas were good for, was making memories. I mean, they taste delicious, don't get me wrong, but man, that was a lot of work. Okay, so for the piece de resistance, the turkey kielbasa, I'm going to show it to you before look how pretty that is in there. So the turkey kielbasa with the leftover potatoes, with some peppers, with some little mini sweet peppers. And again, didn't do anything fancy to the peppers. I like them like this. If you want to clean them out, you certainly can. But this is for sure. Oh, I thought for sure that would wake Dusty up. Meat and potatoes, I thought for sure he would be woken up. Let's get some more of these potatoes on there before I show you this. So, quick and easy. I wasn't paying attention to this. Okay, this was cooking while we were talking. So quick and easy. Great way to use up some leftover potatoes. Look how pretty this is. I would say this will be my dinner for a couple of nights this week. But let's go ahead and try some of this. I have, because this is going to be so hot, I have a pepper that I blanched earlier in the air fryer just so that it won't be 8,000 degrees when I stick it in my mouth. Let me find a little piece of sausage, a little potato. Let me find a little bit of potato. And just try, because y'all know how much I like to try this for you. That sweet pepper is perfect. Perfect. No need to seed it. That's so good. Gonna have to cut the potato in half. Hold on. It's still just a little bit hot from where it was in the air fryer for a few minutes. Oh, it smells so good. Man, that smells good. So are you all drooling now? Is everybody ready for some dinner? If you haven't already had dinner yet, this is fantastically delicious. A little bit of turkey kielbasa. You could really use anything. And a sweet pepper. Leftover potatoes. Awesome, awesome. Ooh, Carol Lou says, now that's some Pittsburgh food. Why is this Pittsburgh food? Tell me, explain. I need to know. Perfection. Okay. I don't even want to finish the chat. I just want to stand here and eat all this. Wow, that is stinking good. Okay. So, 5 minutes to spare. Awesome job, Kelly. Awesome job bringing it home with 5 minutes to spare. I'm going to go ahead and start getting this cleaned up. I hope you all saw a great way to use some leftover potatoes. I hope you'll be thinking about, oh, and Carol Lou says, known for their kielbasa and potatoes, although usually in the pierogi form. I would love to try and make pierogies sometime too. But I hope y'all found some great ideas. If you have some more ideas on how to use up leftover potatoes, give me a shout out. Go ahead and comment below. Here on Facebook, you can comment and we will all see it. Because like everyone here will see it. And I'm so serious when I say you all are a huge help to each other, a huge support group for each other when you go ahead and do that. And Katie's got some turkey kielbasa in the freezer. Yeah, awesome. So she's going to make that this week. Hoping that everybody can get down to a closer to zero, zero food waste situation. I'm still striving for that. I'm trying to use up a bunch of these things that we, that we harvested and froze this summer. But you all have a great week. Please let us know what you found. Oh, hold on. Sandra's dinner was that man's turkey tenderloin and stovetop stuffing. Sounds good. But if you were watching this on YouTube, just please go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise you will enjoy it because it might be the September video. Don't really remember, but I promise you'll enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that little button down there. And yes, Debbie says, anybody in Southwestern Florida is still praying for you all. Definitely. So if you are from Southwestern Florida, let us know, because we would love to still keep you in our prayers. But anyway, let that next video roll over. Go ahead and click the subscribe button, and then if you will click that little bell, it will notify you when the next video comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and eat a little bit of this for dinner tonight. Smelling fantastic, and I'm feeling good about having at least one meal this week under control. Just one. If you can't do all of them, do one, because doing one is better than doing zero, okay? That's going to be my motto for myself for this week. But y'all have a fantastic week. I'm so glad to be back. So glad that we all feel better and that you were here with us. But have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Good night.